Okay, I think we're there. All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Rachel Garcia, and tonight I'm going to be sharing some information with you that I have no doubt can absolutely be life-changing. I don't know who this is for. I don't know if this is for you, but if it is for you, I believe you'll know pretty quickly if it's for you. So I'm going to be sharing my screen, going through some information with you. I have an amazing testimony on this evening. I could literally spend the next hour sharing testimonies with you, but I'm just going to share with you how I got started, give you some basic information on this company that your friend invited you to take a look at, and let you gather enough information that you can make an educated decision about whether or not this is for you. I'm introducing you to a company called PURE, stands for People United Reaching Everyone. I was first introduced to this company in 2008, 15 years ago. At the time, my children were 3 years old and 9 months old. I had just invested $100,000 in two separate businesses, a skincare retail store and a construction company. And I was working full-time as a physician assistant. And I looked like this. And if you'd asked me if I was healthy, I would have said, yeah, I'm really healthy, but I had serious sleep issues. My 3-year-old in the picture there had serious constipation issues. And I was obviously struggling with weight. In fact, in this picture, I just spent $3,000 with a personal trainer and had lost 3 pounds. So I was struggling. My nephew had also just been diagnosed with severe autism, and he was 3 as well. I sat with my sister as the doctor said to her, he will never speak. He will never have more than the mind of a 3-year-old. And I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences as a physician assistant. So I began doing an extensive amount of research and came to the conclusion that nutrition is really important for everyone. And it was kind of shocking to me because I didn't learn this in medical school. I learned it through the research I was doing on my nephew's autism. I wanted to know why we were told he would never speak. He was totally nonverbal at the age of 3 and screamed all day long. I wanted to know why we were told he would always be in diapers. He was still in diapers at the age of 3. We were not able to communicate with him. And so I was trying to do the nutrition thing my own way, the health food store, an organic garden, one of those big expensive juicers. And this picture is what you see. That was the result of all my healthy research and buying the most expensive stuff. My brothers called me and said, hey, we know you are into nutrition. Will you take a look at this business that we've gotten involved in? And I'll tell you straight out, I said, no, I'm businessed out. I've just started 2 businesses with my husband. I don't even have time for a shower. I'm not interested. And they said, we really just want your opinion on the products. You can say no, just give us an educated no. I took a look at the presentation, saw what they offered, heard this philosophy of cleansing your body of toxins and pouring plant-based nutrition in so it will work the way it's made to work, compared some of what they had to what I had at home. And I said, this is good stuff. I don't have to go to the health food store anymore. I don't have to do the garden and the juicing. I'm in. Click of a button, it's all going to come to my house. I'm in. 3 months later, I lost 32 pounds. Sleep issues resolved in a week for me. My son's constipation issues resolved in a week. My husband also was struggling with weight at the time. I would say more importantly, he was struggling with serious mental issues, depression, rage issues, up and down with the mood. It was really stressing out our marriage. We'd been married 10 years at that point. So, 3 months later, yes, he had a tremendous weight change as well. In fact, the guy on the right is 52. The guy on the left is in his mid-30s. So he's kind of aging backwards. But more importantly, I think for our marriage, for my children, for myself, is that my husband's extreme rage issues and depression issues disappeared in 6 weeks. It was truly marriage saving. The biggest story in our family, though, was my nephew. This is my son, Matthew, on the right. Bo there with the red hair. Bo was totally nonverbal, as I told you. 3 months after we started with this system, Bo went from being nonverbal to speaking in full sentences. He just graduated from the same high school I graduated from this past May. So I'm here to tell you, the doctors were wrong. And I believe that if you give your body what it needs, it can heal itself. We've now been sharing this for 15 years, and there are 2 groups of people really attracted to what we have to share. Some are interested in the health and part of it, and I would say a lot of people are attracted to that. Some are interested in the income side of it. That did not so much attract me in the beginning. This was so cheap to get started in as a business, I didn't see it as a real business. It was my CPA who said, you can write that order off. I think this business might end up paying you more than those other 2 businesses you started. He was totally right. We now make more than 5 times what I used to make working full-time as a PA, and I do this business part-time. My goal now is to help people create that weekly check that everyone wants, but many people aren't willing to work for. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, I can show you how to create a weekly check. We're different from other companies because we're for everyone. 100% of the population is our potential customer. Everybody with a body at some point gets freaked out about a health diagnosis of some sort and tries to figure out, what do I need to do? The average American who's 50 years old is on 5 prescription medications. I used to be one of those medication writers. I wrote 200 prescriptions a day as a PA. Now I help people get off their prescriptions. Whether you have parents, grandparents, children, or even dogs and cats, all of them at some point will be interested in how to get their body working the way it's supposed to be working. Your one asset that you cannot replace, that you will live in your whole life, deserves more attention than your phone, your car, the roof of your house. It's for 100% of the demographic. We have a consumable product. 93 out of 100 people who purchase our starter package, which is less than $10 a day for 30 days to service their body, like you service your car, service your body for 30 days, 93 out of 100 repurchase 2 to 3 products every month going forward, totally unsolicited. They choose to do it on their own. Why? Because the results are that fantastic. People can tell when they consume our products. The company offers a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. We're a 15-year-old company. We're totally debt-free. About 15,000 people talking about it in the United States. Less than 100,000 Americans even know we exist. And Phil Knight has put money into this thing, the founder of the largest shoe company in the world. It's a big deal. We've got people like Richard Branson and Tony Robbins talking about what a brilliant business model this is. Listen, when people get started in businesses, everyone comes out of the woodwork talking to you about, you shouldn't start that hair salon. You shouldn't start that restaurant. You shouldn't do this. I've learned over the years, listen to the people who have had success in the area you're trying to be successful in. These men are billionaires. They are successful businessmen, and they have gone on record. You can find the videos online talking about the brilliance of this business model. Where else can you start a business for under $2,500? You don't have to spend $2,500, but you can, the most you can spend is $2,500. With that, you get the food that cleanses your body, cleanses out the toxins, and pours plant-based nutrition in. You get to write it off, and we give you an entire training system on how to build 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week to create a residual weekly check that pours in for the rest of your life. 98% of companies that start, any company, they're gone in 5 years. Only 2% make it past the 5-year mark. We are one of those 2%. We're not going anywhere, and more people are finding out about us every day. I started those 2 businesses in 2008, the construction company and the skincare store, because of this man, Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I realized if I ever wanted to get out of the handcuffs that I was in with my job, I made good money as a PA, more than most doctors because of the field that I was in. We had no call. But I had to work to make money. And every time I hit a certain level, I'd get called into the office and told, you make too much money for a PA. The doctors in our office don't like it. We have to change your contract. So there was a limit to how much I could make. So I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad and realized I needed to do something else. Going to school, getting good grades, getting a job, that was not getting me to where I wanted to go. So we opened the construction company and the skincare store. And then we stumbled into this business thinking I was doing my brothers a favor. Definitely the cheapest one I started, the one that I put the least amount of time into, yet 1 year in, we made over 6 figures in this. And I read his book in 2010, The Business of the 21st Century, and he said that this business model was the business of the future. I said, oh my goodness, how blessed am I that I stumbled onto this business, and it has created the kind of residual income that I had been looking for with those 2 other businesses. We teach you how to make money while you sleep. It started in a clinical practice with doctors and patients, teaching them this cleanse, balance, build philosophy. There was a 3-year waiting list for people to get in after they taught this system for 30 years. There weren't enough healthcare providers in the office to see the patients that were lining up to get on this regimen. So they started a company and they said, we're only going to spread it by word of mouth. Instead of putting it in Whole Foods or advertising online, they chose to do it by word of mouth advertising. And I think personally, that's the best way to spread information. If I walk into Whole Foods and they hand me a flyer on calcium, I'd throw it in the trash. If someone talks to me about who I believe them, I like them, I trust them, I respect them, they say, hey, you got to take a look at this, I'm usually willing to listen. I now believe after 20 years of practicing medicine and 15 years of sharing this message that the majority of the health issues we face are the result of these 3 things. We're toxic. We're drinking out of plastic water bottles. We're being poisoned every day. Our food is being sprayed by guys wearing hazmat suits. We're out of balance. We're eating extremely acidic foods, meat, dairy, sugar, soda, coffee, bread, which puts our bodies into a state of inflammation, disease prone state versus consuming as many plants as we should. We sit too much. We don't exercise enough. We're consuming too much sugar. We're staring at our phones too much, and we're lacking in nutrition. Our food is processed and pasteurized and packaged. Our kids, the studies are showing, are not getting nearly enough nutrition. We're trying to supplement, but the average person does not travel with their supplementation. Why? Because you can't tell when you take it and you can't tell when you don't. So you don't travel with it, right? But if you could tell when you took your stuff, if the lab results showed that you started doing something different, wouldn't that make you want to stick with it? What if you could wash out this whole cabinet and use only products from one company that work perfectly synergistically together to get your most important asset working the way it's supposed to be working? Doesn't your body deserve a 30-day servicing? We take our car in for a servicing every 10,000 miles. The lights go off if we don't. If our roof starts to leak, we get it serviced. If our air conditioning stops working, we get it serviced. We don't even think about it. If your car needs new brakes, you get them. Our body gives us signs that we need to service it. You have trouble losing weight. You're starting to not sleep well at night. You're tired all the time. Your skin is breaking out. Your nails are brittle. Your hair is falling out. Things are going on. You have stomach pain. Rashes are starting to appear. Signs that you are toxic. We need to cleanse it out and pour the nutrition in. You cannot eat your way out of this situation. You can't. For over 10 years, over a decade, we've known, because of multiple studies that came out around the year 2010 that essentially said you'd have to eat 8 oranges, 80 cups of spinach, 99 ears of corn, and 2 cups of wheat to get the same nutrition our grandparents got from one of each of those things. We cannot eat our ways out of this problem. So here we go. How are we going to solve it? This company's philosophy of cleansing your body of the toxins, balancing out your pH, your sleep, your exercise, and building your cells up with whole raw food nutrition. It is that philosophy that was used in that clinical practice that developed a 3-year waiting list because it worked so well. Think about it. This is not rocket science. You know what I'm saying is true when you really think about it. We have 7 eliminatory channels that God gave us in our bodies: your lungs, your liver, your skin, your lymphatic system, kidneys, blood, and intestines. They've been backed up your whole life. We're going to get in there and cleanse it all out. We're going to pour plant-based nutrition in. More plants in 30 seconds in the morning than your whole neighborhood gets in a week, in liquid, bioavailable form, not some gummy capsules. And we're going to build those trillions of cells up that you have that are screaming for whole raw food nutrition with food, whole raw plant food. We have a whole wellness advisory panel made up of medical doctors who use these products in their practice and recommend them. Many of our products are in the physician's desk reference. I like to talk about the starter package. We have over 50 products. We have immune boosters. We have a metabolic reset program that is amazing. We have a sports line that Olympic athletes use and have been recorded talking about how tremendous they are. And I like to talk about this 30-day servicing that's less than $10 a day, because if I can get the average American to use these 7 products 30 seconds in the morning every day for 30 days, they will see results. Remember, 93 out of 100 repurchase unsolicited because of the results they see. What kind of results, Rachel? The average person sees better sleep. That was totally me, within days. More energy. Better sleep leads to more energy. I promise you. No more afternoon crashes and naps on the couch. Less pain. Are you carrying bottles of pills in your bags that you pop throughout the day because you're trying to alleviate pain that you have? Better bowel habits, whether you go too much or too little. This is one of the most diagnosed conditions in our country, is people who struggle with their bowels. We need to de-inflame and we need to cleanse out all the toxins. Better mood. You don't notice your mood when it's off, but everyone in your family does. What if the highs and the lows and the ups and the downs were gone and everyone was smooth and easy? And then weight loss. I lost 3 pounds my first month, not dramatic. I went on to lose about 29 pounds the next 2 months. It's significant what happens when you start to feed your body what it's craving. Most people are feeding their body whatever they can find because they're starving. They're literally starving. And those things that they find just add fat onto the body. If you are popping pills all day long, you struggle. Maybe you're taking prescription medications. Maybe you're over the age of 40. You're really lacking in nutrition. I recommend starting with not our Core Plus, the most popular starter package, but the Core Complete, because it incorporates these superfruits that have been used for thousands of years. in the areas where they're grown naturally. And then for the last 3 to 4 decades here in the US have been studied extensively. Mangosteen, huge for decreasing inflammation. Noni, huge for all bowel issues. Kills parasites in the gut. Parasites cannot live in your gut when you're consuming noni consistently. Acai, huge for hair, nails, called the beauty berry, but also huge for gut issues. And then goji, which is called the happy berry, huge for mood, libido, circulation issues. These are powerful, powerful superfruits. So if you're struggling with your health, don't just do a servicing, guys. Really flood your body with nutrition for the next 30 days and watch what happens. One of the most common questions we get asked is, how do we take it? This seems like a lot. We've been doing shots and smoothies in our house since my boys were toddlers. We actually didn't have video material. We were using flip cameras, I think, when my boys first got started on this. So around their 5, 6, 7-year-old selves, we started taking videos of them doing their shots. They also educate on the sports line. This is the smoothie that we make in our household every single morning. Again, 30 seconds of work to get more nutrition in your body, in your kid's body, than your whole neighborhood gets in a week. Is it worth it? Absolutely. If you have kids or adults who are looking to put on muscle, again, our sports line is tremendous. Added in with the Core Complete products. This is the smoothie that so many of us make every day. We have educational videos on this website, purelifechangers.com, doctors educating, people sharing their stories, the supplemental facts of all of these things, the omega-3s, plant-based calcium, the sulfur that we're almost all deficient in that naturally decreases inflammation, the most comprehensive vitamin you can find on the planet in the daily build. No gummy vitamins, those aren't going to work. You've got to pour in these superfruits and superfoods that we have in the daily build. And that little green bottle is our cleanse that cleanses all 7 channels that you eliminate through. So we educate on all of these products. I'm going fast. I know I'm not touching on each of them right now, but if you want to watch more information on the products, check out purelifechangers.com. You'll learn about our skincare system there straight from Korea. That is, I used to own a skincare store, sold the most expensive skincare you can buy. Women are buying moisturizers that are $500 moisturizers in my skincare store. This is a 4-step system for $188 that lasts about 3 months. What's best is over 90% of people who use it see results in their fine lines, wrinkles, and dark spots within 14 days. That's tremendous. We also give to a nonprofit organization that has boots on the ground in multiple countries around the world to stop people from being sex trafficked. And that is a huge thing that we are big believers in. And I feel so glad that we have partnered with that company. I will also tell you, we have a website, a Facebook page called Changing Lives with Pure. You won't be able to find it online, but ask whoever invited you to add you to this page. Once on the page, you will be able to search whatever your family struggles with. In this example, it's going to be ADHD. Type it into the search box, pull up hundreds of testimonies. We've had this site for over 5 years now. Kids talking about the results, parents talking about the results, what they've seen when they incorporate the products, what the teachers have said. You can type in migraines, you can type in heart issues, you can type in cholesterol, blood pressure, liver, kidney. You will find real live testimonies. Fantastic resource. In the beginning, my goal was to get everybody to have a membership with Pure. Think of it like Costco, Amazon, but the membership is free and there's no obligation to purchase again. When you join the membership club, you get 25% off. That was cool. And I would talk to people about the 30-day servicing that's less than $10 a day, $289 to service your one irreplaceable asset. Whatever genetic pipeline you were born into, whatever your parents have, your grandparents struggled with, it's coming down the pipeline to you. It makes sense to take care of this because it's going to hit you sooner or later, but we're more toxic and we move less and we have less nutrition. Let's take care of that. People couldn't afford it. I kept running into this stumbling block of people couldn't even afford $289. I came from a family of 7 children. We struggled financially growing up. It's why I went to University of Florida and got great grades and got a great job, because I didn't ever want to struggle. And it hurts me to see so many people who can't even afford to take care of their health. So I've changed my goal. My goal is to help 100 people, find 100 people who want to radically change their income. And by partnering with me and walking into the training that I offer you, you will then get everything you need to create a $10,000 a week income. That's over $500,000 a year of residual income. Can everyone do this? Yes. Will everyone do it? No. Most people will not. Most people aren't willing to put in 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of work. But we give you everything you need. If you've been looking for an additional stream of income, and you can find 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week to follow a system, not go do what you think you should do or what your cousin who sells some candles does, what you are taught to do with this system we have in place, your future can radically change. So if you're watching this and you're like, is this real? Is this going to be around forever? Let's just think for a minute. Future is all online. The future is also health and wellness. Anybody with a body at some point or another goes looking for health and wellness. If what we have is really true, if what I'm saying really works, I've been doing this 15 years with this in the same place, teaching the same thing, works. What if it's all real? It's the future. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. You have nothing to lose and so much to gain. Livepure.com is where you can go if you want to just go ahead and get started with products. Go to livepure.com. Go if you want to service just yourself, get the Core Plus, get the Core Complete. If you're looking to service your husband, your kids, family members, look at the family package. I started with the family pack with no intention of telling anybody because you get about $1,500 worth of free product when you buy the family package. And it was enough for me to take care of my whole family. But if you're thinking now, well, I have a way to create additional income. I mean, I need extra income, but I don't have time for another job. I want to do real estate, but I don't have money to invest in that, nor do I have the time. Maybe you're thinking, I know people who need this. Maybe you're struggling financially. Please consider being a brand partner. It's $49 to get started with a business here. And from there, we then teach you everything you need to know. It's like a franchise, but without all the thousands of pages of paperwork and the royalty fees and the contracts. And what if I want to quit 6 months in? Am I stuck with this forever? No, it's all the benefits of the franchise, the system that's proven to work, but the benefit without the handcuffs. The training is online. You can do it from anywhere. The training that we offer you from 6 and 7 figure earners is free. You have nothing to lose and so much to gain. All of the training is on our websites. We have annual events where we do literally 2 to 3 days of training on nutrition, on the business. We want to make sure you have everything you need to go out and change the world with us. We have leadership retreats for the people who come in with our family package. The next up leadership retreat is in Asheville. Many of my team is running for this right now. And this is just what my husband and I do. We take a massive portion of the income we make in Pure and give it back to our team. Because what is my goal? What am I looking for? I'm looking for 100 people who want to radically change their financial lives. Lock in with this, partner with me, and go change the world forever. People are broke. People are sick, and they don't have to be. And I can't change the world by myself. So we've been partnering with people now for 15 years. 2 of the people we partnered with, Kristen and Skip Hendricks. Kristen was looking for a way to walk away from her full-time job that kept her out of the house. Skip and Kristen saw the presentation, and Skip did business with one of our majority investors, Phil Knight. And he said, anything this man touches turns to gold, we're in. They went on to earn $30,000 their first 9 weeks of sharing this. One of the first person they shared it with was Cozy. Cozy had just lost her husband to cancer, was raising 4 kids by herself as a Pilates instructor. Cozy followed our system, sat down, invited people to watch a presentation just like this, and $32,000 was made in 12 weeks. David and Lindley also sat down and called 70 people, asking them to take a look at this presentation. 6 months later, they made $102,000. If you call 70 people, will you make $102,000 in 6 months? I don't know. I don't know who you know. I don't know if you follow the system we have in place. I don't know how coachable you are, but I've seen people do this many times now, so I know it's possible. Joshua and Ashley paid off over $30,000 of debt in 6 weeks after watching the presentation and choosing to get started with the family package. Then we have social media influencers. Maybe you're watching this and you say, I don't want to build a team, but if the products are as good as she says they are, I would like to just build a customer base. My friend Colette earns weekly checks. She earned a trip to Greece in less than 3 months of getting started by just building a customer base. If you have 20 customers ordering just 3 of our products, the omega-3s, the liquid vitamin, and maybe the calcium, plant-based calcium that's huge for sleep and migraines and restless leg syndrome in your bones and your teeth, those 3 products. You have 20 people ordering those 3 products every month, you'll make $1,000 a month. We teach you how to get those customers. You don't have to figure it out yourself. Those customers eventually become, I'm going to tell you, they're going to eventually say, I'm starting to tell people, how do I do this? And then you build teams. And I love to show this picture because I want you to understand you're only looking for 2 people who will plug into the system we have. And if you can find those 2, one for your left leg and one for your right leg, that can change your financial future forever. I plug in and train them and teach them. You're just getting them to the system. I want you to think of it like vending machines. If you went and bought vending machines and placed them on I-95 right now, you'd make a little bit of money on people buying Cheetos and Pepsi and Oreos and yes, inflammation causers, right? But because we're selling life through pure food. And then overnight, your 2 vending machines turn into 6 vending machines, turn into 8 vending machines, not because of what you've done, but because those people are plugged in with our training and going on we just came back from a leadership cruise and we have another leadership retreat in Asheville. They're plugged in, they're going to these events and they are duplicating overnight and you will benefit. How will I benefit, Rachel? The company's way of saying thank you, plugging your friends, your family, your people into just watching a presentation and letting them make an educated decision is to say, we're going to give you money back every time they tell someone, they order, somebody grows because of somebody you told. I also like to face the elephant in the room with this picture. People say all the time, oh, is this a pyramid? I said, what do you mean by that? See, where the person at the top makes all the money. You mean like my job, like your job, like my job that I had in the doctor's office where the doctor made the most, then the CFO, then the other doctors, then the PAs, then the nurses, then the secretaries. Secretaries can never make as much as the doctor. You mean like that? Yeah, it's the opposite of that. I make more than the person who told me and the person who told them and the person who told them. Why? Because I consistently shared regularly. I did the proper activities. And for 15 years, I figured out what works and what doesn't work. And our team got together and put a system in place that you get to utilize just by joining our team as a brand partner. There's no cap to what you can earn. If you are doing well financially already in the real estate world, in some world where you are trading your hours for dollars, get ready. This is exactly what you've been waiting for. There's no cap to what you can earn here. If you walk away from your job for a month, will you continue to get checks with whatever it is you're doing now? I will. Heck, I could move to New Zealand today and I'd make more in the next 24 months than I did in the last 12 months, not even picking up the phone, not even looking at the computer, never doing a presentation again. Why? Because of what I've built for the last 15 years here. So $49 to get started as a brand partner. That's actually waived if you come in with one of our $750 business packs or higher, which is just food that you're going to consume. The shipping is also waived with those packs. Also waived if you're military or a student. The requirement monthly is about 3 products, about $125 a month of orders. If you can't afford that, and your Aunt Betty is a customer of yours, and she orders 3 products a month, this covers your monthly overhead. This right here made me think, no way, this is a business. This is too cheap. I'm already buying supplements. I'm going to buy supplements from this company, and that's my overhead in my skincare store was my light bill, paying my employee salaries, paying for the taxes and the paperwork and inventory, all that stuff. My monthly overhead here is what I was already doing, my monthly supplementation. Mind blowing. And then you go place your first order. Let me say this. You can order whatever you want when you start. $49 and you can order whatever you want. You don't have to come in with a massive package. People watch this and go, oh, it's too expensive. I'm like, are you kidding? This is the cheapest business you will ever start. The fact that the most you can spend is $2,500 is mind-boggling, and you eat it. Do you know any business owners who eat what they spend to start their business? They're actually buying life, health for their family, and they get to write it off. It made me think it wasn't real. It was my CPA who was like, this is real, Rachel. This is good. This is probably the best business you've ever started. Start with the family package. Put some skin in the game. Get yourself a little uncomfortable. Put your family healthy and get more than one testimony. I'm here not because of my testimony. I'm here because of my entire family's testimony. I wouldn't have had that if I'd started with the Core Plus. Stretch yourself a little bit. You get also with the family package plugged into our VIP program. Okay, not only are you getting $1,500 in free products, you're getting locked into the company's higher bonus program. That actually ends October 31st. So if you're thinking of doing this, do not wait until after October 31st, because if you come with a family pack after October 31st, you don't get the company's extra build-in bonus program. That means doing the same amount of work as someone who came with the Core Plus, you're actually going to make more money. More importantly, I think, though, you get put into my family, my VIP program that our team and I has put together. This is special VIP calls with 6- and 7-figure earners just for you. This is special leadership retreats just for you, because we know you're a go-getter. We know you have big goals. You're probably trying to be one of those 100 people who want to lock in 10,000 a week. So we have a lot of extra options on the table for people who come in with that family package. So no matter where you choose to start, there's a 30-day satisfaction guarantee and you cannot go wrong. Again, I encourage you to push yourself. Livepure.com, throw what you want into the cart. When you go to check out, choose to be a broker. And also make sure to put the name of the person in who invited you. If you like to travel, oh my gosh, I've been to Europe 5 times, 4 times on Pure's dime. Their way of saying thank you, Rachel. They've taken me to France. I toured Versailles. I had lunch in Versailles, did a helicopter ride over the countryside of France. I had dinner in the Eiffel Tower, dinner on the Seine River with Pure. They paid for all of it. This is last year's trip to Italy. After 5 or 6 years of earning trips, just my husband and I said, enough with me earning trips. I want as many people on these trips as I can possibly take. And we had over 40 people go with us to the Amalfi Coast of Italy last year. And just now, we just came back less than a month ago from Greece with over 50 of our brand partners that are on our team. Every walk of life, every color, every age. It does not matter where you come from. You can do this. Our next trip, oh, by the way, in Greece, this was our hotel. George Clooney was there 5 days before we checked in. This is part of our team, just hanging out with the pool. If you're looking for something to do that's fun with your family, with your friends, we call it our family of choice. You've landed on the best thing ever. Our next trip is to Switzerland. I have on my vision board right there that 200 of you will be going. All right. So I'm more than going to quadruple how many went with us to Greece. There's no reason if you're watching this today, you cannot be traveling on a 5-star luxury vacation to Switzerland next year with your spouse. There is no reason you cannot do this. It's all up to you. I can promise you this, if you don't change, nothing's going to change. So if you've seen anything tonight that interests you, that you're intrigued by, get back to the person who invited you and say, I'm interested. I have questions. I'm ready to get started. Timing matters. And that one side on the left and one side on the right, you join today with your friend. And let's say they invited 20 people tonight. You're going to start to get emails from the other people who join after you. If you join next week, you're going to go on the team of the people who join tonight. Would you rather benefit from the people who come in tomorrow and next week and next month? Yes, people you don't even tell. The person who invited you will continue putting people in. And every time their friends order, they go, that money, that the benefits of their order goes into a savings account for you that you get to cash in on. The person who invited you knows a lot of people. Do not delay. I'm staying on tonight to answer questions. Please get your questions answered. I do this live presentation every Monday for the benefit of my team. And so thanks so much for joining us. Get back to the person who invited you. I'm going to stop the recording now. And I'm just going to stay on. There's quite a few of you on, and I'm going to look on the Facebook page as well. If you have questions, please just type them in at the bottom in the little Q&A box. And again, I'm looking online to see if there's anyone who is asking questions online, so I don't miss any of the questions, because you guys are important to me. And okay, here we've got one now. Someone says, it seems like it would require a lot of time, more than 30 minutes a day. Wrong. When I first started with this, I worked 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. seeing patients. I owned my skincare store, had a skincare store, had the 2 kids, I had a nanny who they called mom. And I just made a phone call every day on the way to work. Hey, Beth, I don't know if this is for you or not, but I found something I think you should take a look at. If I send you a link, will you watch it? I'm having something at my house tomorrow. Can you join me? Will you meet me at Panera on Friday on my lunch break at 12? And I just did that every day. And that's how I built this business. It was so much less time than it took me to build the skincare store. And I'll tell you, when the economy has crashed twice in the 15 years, all these other businesses go out of business. Not this one. This business has exploded for me every time the economy crashes. My skincare store, when the economy is crashing, people stop buying their expensive skincare creams. My husband, construction stops. No, not this world. People are looking to make extra money from home. If they have a business or a product that actually works, they turn off their air conditioning before they stop buying their Pure products. So this is a business you can truly build on the side, and we teach you what to do with that 30 minutes a day. My gosh, I forgot the testimony. You know what, Stephanie? I'm going to go live again. Oh, good. We're still live streaming. I'm just going to hit record. We're going to record again. I have a testimony for you guys. Thank you, Stephanie, for reminding me. I almost put a sticky note on tonight so that I could remind myself. We have a fantastic testimony. And so I'm sending it over into the live stream. I apologize for not remembering. I'm a little tired after our weekend, Steph. And I'm bringing up my friends, Stephanie and Eric. They have a fantastic testimony. And in case you think that, oh, Rachel's just whatever, she's just talking, I want you guys to be able to hear from these two and hear their story. So Stephanie and Eric, I'm going to hand it over to you guys. Take it away.
Great. Thanks so much, Rachel. Well, I'm going to hit on a couple of the things that Rachel's talked about. So it's going to be a little repetitive because what she said is true. So I actually am part of the third of the 93 that she said will be repeat customers that she never has to talk to. And that we just get our orders every 28 days. I've been doing that for 7 years. So let me back up a little bit. In 2009, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. My options were to have half my thyroid removed or my whole thyroid removed. There was no option on the table to go to a holistic side or to have time to think about another way. And so I literally said to my surgeon, you're going to slice my throat open once, so take the whole thing. What I learned doing that, having my whole thyroid removed, is your thyroid is responsible for a lot of things in your body. It's part of your endocrine system. And so again, 2009, my thyroid gets removed. 2010, I'm at an endocrinologist and they tell me, hey, your thyroid is responsible for some of your calcium absorption and whatnot. And because of that, and you're a woman, you're going to need to take Tums with calcium to actually absorb calcium. And then I want to say probably about 9 months later, I'm then at a different surgeon getting my gallbladder removed because I had been taking antacids. So again, back to one of Rachel's comments of don't believe every doctor. Go get a different opinion. Go out, maybe even outside of the medical system. So I've now lost 2 organs by 2011. Fast forward to 2016, I'm on a missions trip. Rachel and I attended the same church, and we were in a third world country in Honduras, and I had a horrible IBS flare-up. For those of you that are fortunate enough to not know what that means, it is irritable bowel syndrome. So she was talking about people who have great bowel stories and testimonies, and I'm one of those people. I had a very difficult time actually coming out of the bathroom. I was just in the bathroom all the time, and it was horrible. It's a missions trip, and for those of you that don't know, that's something you do with your church. So you're out and about all the time. And Honduras is a third world country, which means your toilet paper doesn't go in the toilet. So all of these things are all terrible timing. And it was a terrible trifecta. Rachel's on this trip. My friends go to Rachel knowing that she was a PA and said, hey, you have to go talk to Steph. You have to go give her Pure. And she's like, absolutely not. It's a missions trip. And then understood what was happening. Saw me, gave me the chia seeds, Mila, put it in a water bottle, and we got me back out in the mission field and got me home. Came home and I said, hey, Rach, what just happened? What happened with my body? Why was it so angry with me? And why did those seeds in that bottle work? And she explained to me in better detail than my own physicians what irritable bowel syndrome was, why my body was so inflamed, and then how those products work. So that was 2016. I've been doing those products since 2016. I have not had an IBS flare-up like that since. I very rarely get sick. My levels for my Synthroid, which is my synthetic thyroid hormone, have all evened out. I'm not doing a roller coaster ride of any of that. And here's the funny thing about when you take your products every 30 days, because I was a brand partner. I am a brand partner. I built up a savings account. And so I did not even know that was happening. Rachel, I'm sure, told me that would happen, but I didn't realize that. I then met this gentleman here, my husband. I met him a year and a half ago, and we get married. And then I don't want to tell him because I know what it is. It's an MLM, right? And I'm just like, please don't take away my products. And so we sit down. He says, hey, are you going to tell me what all the stuff in the cabinet is? And so I tell him what the company is. I tell him what's going on, and he goes and he researches, and I'll let Eric explain what happens from there.
Well, one of the great things about this business model is the people who bring you in end up helping you build your business, quite literally. And that's what happened to my wife here. She didn't realize just how much that was or how much that help was worth. When I logged in, I saw that there was about $27,000 saved up under one of her legs, and she was not participating in the business really at all. So I came in, and I have a couple software companies. I had several real estate properties at the time. And so I'm always about multiple streams of income. So I basically said, we've got to do this. Why are you not doing this? So we got started, and realistically, it was only like 3 months ago or something like that. We've already we just came back from a cruise with Rachel and the whole gang. And we've already made thousands and thousands of dollars off of this in just a couple of months and just kind of getting going. And we're really just getting started. And so we're all in, and this is, it's one of those things where you don't understand why people are skeptical.
Mhm.
And so it frustrates us. That's true.
Yeah.
But hey, it may not be for you, and that's okay. We're looking for those that it's for.
Yeah. And I'm just going to end with this is community. And like Eric just said, we just came off a business trip with Pure, with Rachel and the rest of our team that could attend. And if you're looking for community, if you're looking for like-minded people, if you're looking for someone to help you, right? Like I've been in for 7 years taking products and that was fine with Rachel. We are still friends. I was never like ostracized because I wouldn't work the business. I still was invited to all the things. I still went to all the things. So products are absolutely what we tell you they are. They work. I would not do them. I could not do them. My body wouldn't let me do them if they weren't the real deal. The business is legit. 2.5 months. We've made more money in 2.5 months than I ever made in the 7 years prior to Eric coming along. So business-minded people always get it. And I'm going to tell you that for the 10, let's say 10 business people that we reach out to, I'll tell you 8 out of 10 every time like that. Just like Rachel said, it's the cheapest business you're ever going to earn, you're ever going to buy. And you eat it. That's ridiculous. And community, you're going to be surrounded by people to help you. So to the person who said that it can't just be 30 minutes. I have a full-time job. He has a full-time job. We serve in 2 different capacities in our church. We have families. We have other responsibilities. 30 minutes a day. Do it and watch what happens. Thanks, Rach.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for reminding me. Clearly, I am crazy today. So you guys are great. Thank you for taking the time to share your story. If you guys enjoyed listening to their story, join us every Monday night. We share stories often, and also get to purelifechanger.com and Changing Lives with Pure. One other question that came up, somebody said, what's the difference between all the different home gatherings and presentations? At home gatherings, we typically have a number of stories in the room. I just had a home gathering at my house last Thursday, and we had 5 or 6 people share their stories. When you hear people like Stephanie and Eric share, it just lends to our credibility and what we have here. It's not just one person sharing. It's always pretty much the same presentation. We teach you and show you where that presentation is. You can show videos. We have 17-minute videos. We have little short videos, but we're really always teaching about this cleanse, balance, build philosophy. And then for that small group of people that is looking to create an additional income stream, we give the information on that as well, if that's what they're looking for. So once you join our team, we teach you all of those things, what you're inviting them to, how you're getting them to the events. Maybe you live in a town where nobody knows about Pure. Are you in for a fun ride? Because if you do this right, in 3 years, the majority of your community will know about Pure. Many of them will be consuming Pure, and Pure's way of thanking you for getting the word out is by giving you checks on a weekly basis. So thanks again for joining us, Stephanie and Eric. Thanks for taking your time out. You guys